Analog forestry is a sustainable land management approach that draws inspiration from natural forests to design and manage diverse and productive ecosystems. The concept was developed by the Mesoamerican Forests in Peril project, known by its Spanish acronym, MAAP, in the 1980s. Analog forestry seeks to mimic the structure, composition, and function of natural forests, taking into consideration the specific ecological conditions of a given area, while also integrating local social and economic needs. The main goals of analog forestry include biodiversity conservation. Analog forestry aims to create diverse ecosystems that support a wide variety of plant and animal species. By emulating the complexity of natural forests, these systems can provide habitat for numerous species and help conserve biodiversity. Ecosystem restoration. Analog forestry is often used to restore degraded lands, such as abandoned agricultural fields or logged areas. By establishing self-sustaining ecosystems that closely resemble natural forests, analog forestry can aid in soil restoration, water retention, and other ecological functions. Sustainable livelihoods. The approach also considers the needs of local communities. By promoting the cultivation of a diverse array of native plants and potentially incorporating food crops, analog forestry can provide a sustainable source of income and nutrition for local people. Climate change mitigation. Analog forestry can contribute to climate change mitigation by sequestering carbon dioxide through the growth of trees and vegetation. Well-designed analog forestry systems can act as carbon sinks, helping to offset greenhouse gas emissions. Analog forestry involves careful planning and management, including selecting appropriate trees and plant species, considering their interactions, and mimicking the natural succession and ecological processes found in natural forests. It can be adapted to different climatic and soil conditions, making it applicable in a variety of regions around the world. Overall, analog forestry offers an integrative approach to land management that strives to balance ecological, social, and economic considerations while promoting sustainability and resilience. Analog forestry has been successfully implemented in various countries around the world, particularly in regions where there is a need for ecological restoration, biodiversity conservation, and sustainable livelihoods. Analog forestry has been successfully implemented in various countries around the world, particularly in regions where there is a need for ecological restoration, biodiversity conservation, and sustainable livelihoods. Some of the countries where analog forestry practices have been adopted and achieved positive results include Costa Rica. Analog forestry originated in Mesoamerica, and Costa Rica has been a pioneer in implementing and promoting this approach. Various projects and organizations in Costa Rica have successfully utilized analog forestry principles to restore degraded lands, conserve biodiversity, and support local communities. Sri Lanka. Analog forestry has gained traction in Sri Lanka as a way to restore deforested and degraded areas. It has been used to establish productive and biodiverse agroforestry systems that contribute to local livelihoods and ecosystem health. India. In India, analog forestry has been employed to restore degraded landscapes and provide sustainable livelihood opportunities for local communities. Projects have been undertaken in different states to demonstrate the effectiveness of this approach. Dominican Republic. Analog forestry has been applied in the Dominican Republic to restore degraded lands, improve water management, and provide habitat for wildlife and has contributed to local communities' resilience and livelihoods. Ecuador. The method has been used in Ecuador to restore abandoned farmlands and degraded areas in the Andes and Amazon regions and has helped to rehabilitate soil, increase biodiversity, and provide alternative income sources for local people. Jamaica. It has been adopted in Jamaica as a method to combat deforestation, enhance ecosystem services, and improve land use practices and highly successful in promoting sustainable land management in smallholder farming systems. Ghana. Once more, it has been employed in Ghana to restore degraded forests and provide opportunities for sustainable livelihoods for local communities and used to address issues related to deforestation and land degradation. Honduras. Analog forestry practices have been integrated into reforestation and restoration efforts in Honduras, contributing to ecological rehabilitation and community development. These are just a few examples of countries where analog forestry has been used successfully. The approach's adaptability to different ecological and socio-economic contexts makes it applicable in various parts of the world, where it can contribute to the restoration of ecosystems, conservation of biodiversity, and improvement of local livelihoods. Created by Sasanka da Silva for the King's Exploits channel. Thanks for watching.